Hi, I'm Daniel Boudreau from naturalmattressfinder.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the different types of mattresses that are on the market today and also the materials that are within them. I'm going to be talking about polyurethane foam, memory foam, gel foam, and everything in between, and how these materials can affect your health in the long term. So if you're choosing a new mattress, it can be a daunting task because you can have everything from, like I mentioned, foams and gels, polyurethanes. There's the fire retardant issue. And these things might not be a concern because obviously your first concern is to get a mattress that's the right size. If you're looking for a queen, that's what you're looking for. That's your first area of selection. Next area of selection is probably the firmness, because let's face it, you want to be comfortable and it's a long-term investment, so you want to make sure to make the right choice. But what we're going to be looking at is the stuff in between the casing of the mattress. How can that affect your sleep and your health in the long term? So some of the materials that you may encounter in regular polyurethane mattresses are industrial cotton, there's polyurethane memory foam, or just straight up polyurethane foam, what they call base layer. There's also polyester, there's adhesives for bonding, there's also chemical flame retardants. So these are the most common materials found in the mainstream mattresses. To start, let's get into the industrial cotton and the health impacts that it may have on you in the long term. So here's an interesting fact about cotton. It occupies 2.4% of the world's entire cropland, and yet it's responsible for consuming 24% of the world's insecticide and 11% of the world's pesticide use. So this is an astronomical amount of chemicals that are dumped onto these crops to help it grow. And that doesn't even account for the chemicals that are used in processing the cotton once it's been harvested. A lot of these chemicals are toxic for the workers involved, and they can remain on the plant and affect your health as well. 8 out of 10 of the pesticides used on cotton are considered moderately hazardous. Over time, these pesticides can lead to serious health problems like developmental, neurological, and respiratory problems. To make matters even worse, these chemicals tend to seep into the environment and contaminate the water and soil around where the cotton crops are grown and harvested. So let's talk about polyurethane foam. Polyurethane is one of the most common mattress materials, and it's to be found in most mattress models. It's typically layered in different densities and offers a great comfort initially when the mattress is new. It tends to wear out a bit faster than latex foam, and so the durability isn't quite as high as some natural alternatives. So polyurethane is made by combining polyols and thiocyanates together, which are both products of crude oil. So in order to make memory foam and gel foam and so on, there are additional chemicals that are added to the mix to make these more high-tech types of foams. Some of those chemicals include polyvinyl chloride, more commonly known as PVC. It's derived from vinyl chloride and is a known carcinogen. Going down the list, we have formaldehyde, which is an eye, nose, and throat irritant, and a potential cancer agent. There's boric acid, which potentially causes reproductive, developmental, and neurological damage. Antimony trioxide, which is an irritant. Petrochemicals, and these are chemicals derived from petroleum and natural gas, and thiocyanates, which are flame retardants and known carcinogens. There are also isocyanates, which can cause asthma attacks even at very low levels. The EPA has confirmed the toxicity for humans of all the chemicals that I just mentioned, and these polyurethane foams are used in anything that range from cars to airline seats to mattresses to baby cushions, baby crib mattresses, and so on. The uses are very widespread, And this is why I decided to make this informative video, to kind of illustrate the potential health hazards that exposing yourself to too much polyurethane can have. Now, what I've noticed is that manufacturers will use all kinds of terms to kind of mask the fact of what the material actually is, which is a polyurethane petrochemical based foam. They'll call it things like a base layer, which is just the high density polyurethane foam. They'll call it a gel foam. They'll call it a memory foam. They'll call it a comfort layer, and it all comes from basically combining two chemicals together, two chemicals derived from the petrochemical industry, and the chemical reaction between the two creates a foam. So once the chemical reaction takes place between those two chemicals to produce the foam, a gas is released. That's why you have so many tiny little air bubbles within the polyurethane foam or memory foam. And most of that gas is released after the chemical reaction takes place. However, some of it is trapped within the mattress and will be time released into the environment with use and as the years go by. Obviously, the amount of it that gets released diminishes as time goes on, but there is a steady flow of it after the chemical reaction takes place and whatever it is manufactured and leaves the factory. Those are all gases that you are inhaling, and that will be affecting your system in the long term. Now, you might have a reaction to this, you might not. Most people don't have a reaction to it, but there is a chance that you might develop some kind of chronic health issue by being exposed to too many of these chemicals. So these chemicals can be detected by a strong odor. If you've ever been to a tire shop, you've smelled those new tires, things like that, or you're just breathing in petrochemicals that can contain any number of the chemicals that I mentioned before, and they're not super good for your health. So it's best to avoid them as much as you can. If you're experiencing this with a new mattress, the polyurethane type mattress, it's best to air it out for at least a week outside if you can, to minimize the risk of you inhaling some of those noxious chemicals. So memory foam mattresses actually retain a lot of heat. And to counter this effect, manufacturers have been putting a gel into the mattress, which adds an initial cooling effect for the user. Now, the key word here is initial, because as the mattress gets used, as the body is lying on it and heating it up, it will just have the same amount of heat retention as normal memory foam. So initially it feels cool, but as the time wears on during the night, it will have the same ventilation properties as memory foam and doesn't really present a significant benefit as far as ventilation is concerned. So let's talk about polyester. Polyester is widely used in the mattress manufacturing industry, and the material is achieved by combining different monomers to form a polymer. But what the danger lies in the fact that in that combining of monomers to form the polymer, some of the monomers don't react and are left over and escape from the material, if you will, in the form of off-gassing. So this can be a danger, similarly to the polyurethane that we talked about before. The process of making polyester does result in these monomers reaching stable forms, but it's unlikely that 100% of them reach a stable position. Adding to that, polyester is commonly treated with fire retardants, which also adds to the health risks associated with this material. The next topic I'm going to discuss are adhesives that are used in mattresses. These adhesives are used to hold different layers of the mattresses together and to glue on things like the covering and other components of the mattress. Now, the most common adhesives that are used in the mattress industry are methylene chloride based adhesives. Another one is N-propyl bromide based adhesives. And lastly, we have acetone based adhesives. Methyl chloride based adhesives are very dangerous to the human system, and especially to those who handle it in the manufacturing process. It's easily inhaled and is converted to carbon monoxide once it enters the body. This makes it especially dangerous for those with heart and lung disease and pregnant women. Methyl chloride has been considered to be a cancer-causing substance by many states and agencies, and it's also absorbed through the skin and can enter breast milk. The N-propyl bromide type of adhesive is a chemical used in the mattress industry and has similar health effects, negative health effects, to methylene chloride. So this compound can be a hematological and reproductive and neurological toxin. Some of the common side effects that are reported by workers include leg weakness and stumbling, numbness and dizziness, tingling in the legs, headaches, dizziness, nausea, memory problems, and concentration difficulties. Acetone-based adhesives also have their own slew of health effects, and these include respiratory issues, coma, kidney and skin problems, and these are at very high concentrations. But at low concentrations, the health effects may be more on the long term and can include inflammation and respiratory illnesses. It can also cause abdominal pain and shortness of breath in lower concentrations. So let's talk about the flame retardants that are put into conventional mattresses. Basically, in 2007, a new rule was put into place to ensure that manufacturers produce mattresses that could withstand a 2-foot wide flame for 70 seconds. Now, this is a huge amount of firepower, if you will, to withstand. So you can imagine the amount of chemicals that have to go into a material, a super flammable material like polyester, nylon, and polyurethane, to make it resistant to this amount of fire exposure. So 92% of mattress manufacturers use highly controversial flame retardant chemicals and compounds to achieve the fire resistant qualities for their mattresses to be ready for market. And some of them employ chemicals that are cost effective but not necessarily good for health. So some of these chemicals include boric acid, antimony, decabromophenol oxide, and formaldehyde. So the long-term health effects that have been linked to these chemicals include skin irritation, learning and memory difficulties, cancer, heart, lung, and kidney damage, as well as birth defects. So exposure to these chemicals can reach the bloodstream, breast milk, and umbilical cord blood. So these regulations, these fire retardant standards, were put into place to reduce the amount of fatalities from house fires, but the implementation of these standards has led to a whole new set of health risks that are more in the long term, causing things that like respiratory illnesses and inflammatory diseases. One thing to look for in your quest for that new perfect mattress is the manufacturer transparency. Now, they may list the layers of foam that are in the mattresses, but are they really telling you what the chemicals are in the fire retardant layer and how they can affect your health? This is something that you have to investigate if you're looking for a new mattress. Now, you may want to go the organic or natural mattress route, where the fire retardant layer, for example, is provided by wool. So wool it's not fireproof, but it does have a certain resistance to fire, and that's why a lot of natural mattress manufacturers use it as the fire retardant layer in the mattress, and it also provides some initial cushioning in the mattress. So if you're looking for a natural alternative to polyurethane without all the chemicals, you might want to consider a mattress that has a natural latex foam layers. The natural latex is made from the sap of the rubber tree. The Latin name is Hevea brasiliensis, and it's basically the sap is harvested and enough of it to make a foam layer in the mattress is frothed up and put in a mold, and it's baked. And once it's dried and removed from the mold, it's washed and it's ready to be integrated into a mattress. Be sure that you don't have a latex allergy. Some people are allergic to natural latex. Make sure this isn't the case with you, because you don't want to have it arrive at your house and figure that you have a latex allergy. But in any case, manufacturers provide sometimes up to 120 nights trial to try out the latex mattress to see if it's a right fit for you. So on my website, naturalmattressfinder.com, I have a chart that compares many of the best natural mattress manufacturers, and you can compare all the specs of each mattress: thickness, materials, certifications, dimensions. You can compare them side by side and check out the different manufacturers in one convenient place. So some of the certifications that you might encounter while looking at natural latex mattresses is GOTS, which stands for Global Organic Textile Standard. You might also encounter GOLS certification, which stands for Global Organic Latex Standard. And another certification that's typically associated with natural mattresses is the Oeko-Tex Standard 100 certification. If you want a guide to these certifications, I've written a complete article on my website of the different certifications that are available for natural latex mattresses. So now that we've seen a bit of what goes into conventional mattresses and what goes into natural latex mattresses, it's up to you to make the decision of which route you want to go down. Obviously, if you're going the conventional mattress route, you're going to be exposing yourself to fire retardant chemicals and off-gassing in the foams, different foams that are typically used in conventional mattresses, like the polyurethane, the memory foam, gels, and so on. And on the natural latex side, your exposure to chemicals will be greatly reduced. They're not completely organic, but I think it's as far leaps and bounds away from the chemicals that you'll be exposed to if you go with the conventional mattress. So realize that you're going to be spending a third of your life for the next 5 to 10 to even 15 years on your mattress. So this is a very important choice to make for your upcoming investment. And do realize that typically the foam in the natural latex mattresses lasts longer than the polyurethane foam. Polyurethane is super comfortable at first, but I have seen some reports of very well-known mattress manufacturers that produce mattresses, and the clients show the mattresses about 3 to 4 years later with huge indentations on them, which means that as the foam is compressed, it loses the ability to regain its original shape with the amount of compressions that it has. On the other hand, natural latex is more resilient. It can regain its shape much better than the polyurethane over time. So some of these mattresses can last as long as 25 years. And an average guarantee among natural latex manufacturers is 25 years. So that's a long time to guarantee your investment. So with that being said, I hope I've made this decision a bit more straightforward. If you'd like more information about the natural latex mattresses available online, these are all mattresses that come rolled up in a box delivered straight to your door with a satisfaction guarantee. You have typically a 120-night trial to try out the mattress, see if it's a good fit for you. And if you want a comparison chart to compare all the best manufacturers that are available online, visit my site. I'll leave a link down below in the description. So my name is Daniel Boudreau. Thanks for checking out my video, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.